Get ready for the Aquarius full buck moon happening during a Gemini year on July 29, 2026 at 2:36 p.m. in the afternoon. We're using tropical astrology and universal time coordinated. This is happening in lunar mansion number 24, which is a mild mansion of the moon. The Archangel Raphael is the angelic being that holds the position of guardian angel over all of the air signs of the zodiac, of which Aquarius is the fixed sign. Cambriel is the zodiac angel for the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. The zodiac angel that rules over the air sign of Gemini, the twins, is named Umbriel. And since both Aquarius and Gemini are mutually air signs, the elemental guardian archangel of all the air signs has a double portion during this lunar transit, and his name, as we mentioned, is Raphael. So he's going to have a double portion during this time. Now, the lunar angel Pineal rules over the 24th mansion of the moon, which is in effect for this Aquarius moon under the influence of this mansion Stargate of Sadalsuud. The combination of Saturnine and Uranian Aquarius and Mercurial Gemini figures a blend of the messianic fixed air from Aquarius's air of air nature during a mutable air influence from Gemini's water of air quality. Also, these two signs express themselves during this buck moon by producing an harmonious alchemical formula encompassing an extremely well-matched astrological combo able to attach in mutual agreement under the sway of cerebral unity. Also, they both have an adoration of jaunty escapades and a shared requirement for the autonomy of self-rule. They both need those things, important to both of these signs. There may, however, be some difficulty when it comes to the theaters of closeness and the feelings of creating a reciprocal connection together. The water bearer can research and subsequently flesh out the details of the twins' imaginative inquisitiveness into sundry and varied subjects. Now, relating to other people as individuals or in groups even, and meeting people with communities of interest to both is an extremely important aspect of the relationship between Aquarius and Gemini. These two are funny, they're entertaining, they're both into being very witty and amusing. And so there is never a dull moment when you get these two together. So it's going to be fun. Now, lunar mansion Sadalsuud is a mansion that bestows magicians the potency of will to cause groups, religions, businesses, companies, or organizations to swell in number, creating great success during ancient archetypal maternal images. That's what's important during this mansion. So the star Sadalsuud is the stargate we access for star magic opportunities when Luna activates this lunar mansion. And stay tuned, not only we're going to tell you the magic of it right now, but towards the end of the video, we're also going to tell you how this stargate, what you should actually do for having the best luck and the best good fortune during this time. But right now, we're going to tell you about how to make magical talismans to bring you great wealth. And even to expand your audience or expand anything you want to expand or swell as far as a group, your money or influence, anything like that. This mansion is what this is for. I'm going to tell you how to do that now. So when Luna is voyaging from the tail of Capricorn to the shoulder of Aquarius in lunar mansion number 24, married couples and military personnel will have good fortune and privilege, while the execution of governments and their policies will be blocked from moving forward. So understand that. Use the picture or figure of a human mother breastfeeding her baby, for this causes the swelling, the growth, and fruitfulness of flocks, herds, groups, and organizations. This is why you'll see churches with mother and baby. It swells their numbers. Get it? That's the way it works. These religions are based on these lunar mansions, as are their scriptures are based on these lunar mansions, as are movies, plays going back to way in the past, and modern plays, movies, commercials, books, all based on lunar mansions. Even the tarot cards are based on the lunar mansion. They tell you they don't know where they're from. Yes, they do. They're based on the lunar mansions. Okay, now ask the Lord of this mansion to increase your flock while using this image of a woman, that you would have an image of a woman suckling her infant, and then he will help you. The Lord of this mansion will help you when you use that image. Now, sometimes you'll see people making videos, and they'll be telling you in these videos that, you know, here's this ancient goddess Semiramis, and here's her breastfeeding her son Tammuz. Isn't this a horrible image? This is a horrible, you know, image of a demon goddess and some pagan thing that is evil. But while they're showing it to you and putting it down, it's making their numbers swell. Get it? If you use it and you say it's good, well, then people will get jealous. But if you put it down and you say, and you don't tell them it's good, you just lie to them and tell them it's bad, and then the people saying this, because the picture's there, their numbers swell. That's the way it works, okay? They're very intelligent. They're doing a very intelligent thing. It's not a real honest thing, but it's a very intelligent thing. But now you know why that works. If they're basing it on the lunar mansion, they know this, so they do it in a way that makes them look tough and cool, but at the same time, they're using the maternal image to make their numbers swell. That's how it works. Okay, so what you want to do is ask the Lord of this mansion to help you to increase your flocks. And we're going to tell you the Lord of the mansion and the name of the angel in a few moments here. Now, then you use the image. Now, ancients used to cut off one of the horns of a male sheep that had been neutered, and after washing it, the horn, used this horn to create the icon of a woman suckling her baby in her arms. In reality, this is where the story of using an emasculated man, such as Jesus the Nazarene, who was without wife or children, was said to be sacrificed so that the image of his mother breastfeeding him when he was an infant could then be worn around the neck of the groups of his followers, and this image will swell and multiply the church's flock. So this is how again this stuff works. Okay, now this is from the Star of Fortune in the constellation of Capricorn the Goat, from the tail of the goat to the shoulder of Aquarius, with lunar angel Abrinael and Lord Abrin. So if you want to ask the Lord to help you, the Lord's name for this mansion, where you use the image of the mother breastfeeding her child, you use the name of the Lord Abrin, A-B-R-I-N-E, or the angel Abrinael, if you want to use an angelic name. And check in the description box, because that's where we have connected a blog that you can click on, and then you can see how all these things are spelled, and you can see the blog, so you can just read it over, you know, so if you want to, you know, check out more of how this works, okay? Now, Luna will be transiting Capricorn 25 degrees, 42 minutes and 51 seconds to Aquarius 8 degrees, 34 minutes and 17 seconds. So we're going from, again, the tail of Capricorn to go to the shoulder of Aquarius to Water Bear. And this is changing from Capricorn to go to Aquarius to Water Bear. And this is for this mansion, number 24. And again, this pointer star is Sadalsuud. And this is according to Abraham. The star to wish upon inside the 24th mansion of the moon. The mansion is called Sadalsuud, and the name of the star, again, the Stargate, is Sadalsuud, that resides in the area between the tail of the goat and the shoulder of Aquarius, being the luckiest of the lucky, according to Warnock. Now, the reason this is the luckiest of the lucky is because there's a mother breastfeeding her son. That's the luckiest son. He's being cared for, and the woman is lucky because she's breastfeeding her child, and that makes her lucky too. So this is called the luckiest of the lucky, according to Warnock. That's Sadalsuud. That translates into the luckiest of the lucky. Now, ask the angel of Beta Aquarii. That's the same as Sadalsuud. Beta Aquarii, it's the other name. Again, the pointer star is in Aquarius, but it starts off in Capricorn. But this is an Aquarius moon. So this is in the latter part of this. This mansion is in the latter part of when it changes over to Aquarius, okay? So, and what I'm saying, this moon happens in the latter part of this mansion. Okay, so ask the angel of Beta Aquarii, who is named Abrinael, the angel, or Lord of Breen, to better and grow your multitude. Okay? The image of a woman breastfeeding her child protects and causes groups to swell and expand. This image is made potent if the picture is placed upon a talisman or an amulet that has been hung around the neck of one of the collective. Ancient peoples used to use the horn, you've heard of the horn of plenty, okay, of a wether or a steer to fashion this type of talisman and then hung it around the neck of one of the sheep or the bull, still able to mate. So they took the horn of something that had been neutered and made the image of the woman breastfeeding and then hung it around the neck of something that can still mate and still produce children. So back when they just did it to animals, they may not have actually put a picture on it, but they took the horn from one of the animals that was neutered, the horn from it, and tied it around the neck of a fertile animal that they wanted that to swell the numbers of that herd. Then as it came into human beings, when they stopped sacrificing sheep and sacrificing goats and started sacrificing humans, like Jesus was a sacrifice human, that's when humans came into being sacrificed as something to be mainstream. Well, then they took and made the picture of the woman breastfeeding, but the son she was breastfeeding had been sacrificed on a cross, and then they hung that image around the neck of someone still able to mate and produce children. It's the same thing. And then you have the pictures of the Holy Family. It's the same exact thing. They're using lunar mansion number 24. That's what it is. That's where it comes from. And it comes from Semiramis and Tammuz because they were using this lunar mansion back then. Because these are ancient practices that go all the way back probably to the cavemen, when we were, painting images in the cave. So these are very archetypal images, very deep in the collective unconscious, very called Jungian type of archetypes in the collective unconscious. So this is how this all came into being. All right, now, sorceresses and sorcerers create representations of the multiplication of wares, obtaining the yield thereof and happiness for married couples. The magicians also used Sadalsuud to form renderings depicting that they receive messages about conquest over rivals, to annihilate the riches of friends and colleagues, as well as to thwart such associates from gathering with powerful people. So these are other things that can be done in this mansion if you use images of that. So if you see movies with these subjects, they're using this mansion. Usually in movies, they'll go right down the line and take a section of mansions. Like they'll start with like number 20 or go down to 27 or something. They'll take a whole bunch of mansions, maybe 5 or 7 of them, and they'll go right in a line, right down the row, right in alignment. And usually this will be like somewhere in between them. Like in the movie, The Clash of the Titans, the one that was, I think it was made in the 70s or late 60s, early 70s. In that Clash of the Titans, that one from that era, that they use this in that movie. I don't think the new one uses that. They actually have the mother die in the new one. I think the Greek myths are maybe not real precise on some of these things, so they fill in the blanks. But in the one that they made in the late 60s or early 70s, they showed the mother breastfeeding the child, and that brought fruitfulness to anybody watching it. Now in the newer ones where they kill the mother, in the newer one movie in Clash of the Titans, where they have her die and only the son lives, well, that's not going to be so beneficial. Like in the first Gladiator, they have the mother of Rome, the woman he was protecting, that Maximus was protecting. She's the mother of Rome, M-O-R, more. It's an expansion. You have the Gladiator 2, and you have the Prince of Rome, and the mother's, I think she dies in it, I think, and the Prince of Rome, P-O-R, poor. So in the more modern movies, there's a scarcity, a lack. So understand where the images, the symbology that you say, well, that's silly. It goes right underneath that's the magician working. It goes, because you saying it's silly, that's the distraction. The left brain, it's got to be logical. That's the distraction. Look over here at what's logical. And then they slip in what's actually going on into the right brain that absorbs all of the symbols and makes you do things on an emotional and symbolic level. And you'll be doing that and you won't understand why. Didn't Carl Jung say that if you don't make the unconscious conscious, all kinds of things will happen to you and you will call it fate? I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but that's what this is about. That's the magician's trick. The logical brain, the chattering monkey. It's that the logic gets you focused on that. That's silly. That's not true. That doesn't work that way. But yes, it does work that way. So be aware of it and use it for your good and the good of those you care for. And all will be well with you, because they're made for you to understand. And they're giving us all this information now. We might as well use it. They're really, the internet is bringing this information to us. We might as well use it. Okay, so where we were talking about Sadalsuud, what the magicians were going to be able to use things of making the different kinds of things you can do in this mansion. Again, look down in the description box, click on it, and you can see the blog, and you can go ahead and check out all the different things you can utilize during this mansion, during this moon, okay, this Aquarius moon in a Gemini year. Now, so also Agrippa discloses that other names used for lunar mansion number 24, apart from what Warnock said, Sadalsuud, what Warnock said, but Agrippa said that lunar mansion number 24 is being Sadabath or Chadizoad, meaning star of fortune. It's very beautiful, star of fortune. Okay, now Agrippa reveals that other renderings used for magical purposes during Mansion of the Moon number 24 is for armed forces to obtain conquest in their pursuits, as well as to halt the workings and implementations of governmental movements and completion of tasks. So also, according to Kabbalistic lore, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, while Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Capricorn birthstone is garnet, with Aquarius birthstone being amethyst. Now, you can go check out my other videos I made. I think I made them back in 2022. 2020 or 2022, I can't remember, but there's on this channel, you can look up Sadalsuud as a lunar mansion. I made a whole video about it, and I not only gave you this part of it, but I gave you a whole other part where I tell you what you can use as far as what you can use for the metal. That you can make talismans, like you can make necklaces, you can make bracelets, you can make rings, you can make rosaries. And that's why rosaries are made of all these different things, because you can get them according to Lunar Mansion, right? Or have them custom made, or make them custom yourself and sell them. But anyway, check that video up, and because I put it in the description box, or there might be a blog to it connected, but there's something connected to it. It's either in the description box, or if it was too long for the description box, I made a blog and put it in there. But anyway, you can check it out, because it tells you not just the general Aquarius, but also just for this mansion, the stars in the star of fortune in this mansion specifically, and how they all have different planetary aspects that are not in the generalized consideration. And I talk about that, and let you pick which one you like best. And you'll see that when they made these lunar mansions, they knew what they were talking about, because they checked out what the stars were according to the ancient star information from Ptolemy. Okay, so it was a Vivian E. Irwood Robson book, The Fixed Sign and Constellation of the Zodiac, which is one of the resource books which I mentioned and suggest you read, because it really has a lot of specifics about what happens to you when you're born under specific stars, and also what you can do to bring you good luck, and what kinds of metals and things and planetary associations go with these things. You can make very specific things. And if you know enough about astrology and about Ptolemy's work, you can, and the Arabian scholars know a lot of this stuff, a lot of it. And if you know enough about it, you can pretty much tell what's going to happen to people, and you know exactly what's going to happen to them. But people are scared. They don't want to know. But that's why when people come to a place in their life where they can fix everything that's going to go wrong with you, then they start giving you more information. So they let you know more and more about what's going to happen to you and how everything really is predestined. And it's according to the plan of the creator and creatrix of the universe, the great, creative force of the universe, life force. It's all planned out in great detail in past lives and future lives and this present life, and how it's all getting better, not worse. And it's to help you and bring you great enlightenment and bring us your highest delight, as it mentions in Kabbalah. So it's not to hurt you. And as doctors and other people that are inventing things are able to help humankind and have us not suffer so much, then these things are shown so that you can be told what's going to happen to you when you're also told how they're going to fix it. Not just that this is going to happen to you and then you're going to suffer. You're going, I don't want to know. But they can let you know when they can fix it. And that's a much more humane and reasonable way to do things, of course. Okay, so there's good news ahead, not bad news. Okay, so the star magic opportunities. Give me a second to get to star magic opportunities. Okay, the star magic opportunities is the part that we promised you. And the star magic opportunities are what you're going to be able to do to make this Aquarius moon during a Gemini year and lunar match number 24, how to do things that will make it most profitable or most lucky, successful for you, what to do, what to not do, that kind of thing. So again, the star magic opportunities from Star Angel Abrinael, or Lord Abrin, which provide powerful forces to you to acquire your objectives when this Aquarius moon Sadalsuud Stargate of Sadalsuud is activated by Luna according to Ashmole, are the following: acquire not any spouse, engage not in trade nor business, purchase not any curios, attire yourself not in freshly procured garments. Bid your equestrians and your legions to go upon expeditions to implement your will. Acquire and consume remedies, curatives, and therapeutics. Go not aboard any seafaring vessel. Procure attendants, retainers, and employees. In the event that you are detained, you will be quickly set free. Acquire not any unfamiliar nor supplementary friendships, associates, or contacts. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon. See you then.
It's lovely to be outside.